Berenstain Bear's messy room. From the outside, the bear's treehouse, which stood beside a sunny dirt road deep in bear country, looked very neat and well kept. The flower beds sprinkled with red, yellow, and blue tulips. The woodwork was freshly painted and in good repair. The grass was cut and the vegetable patch was properly wooden. Even the bird nest that perched on one of the treehouse branch was well trimmed. The inside of the bear's treehouse was neat and clean too. The picture was straight. The piano was dusty. The kitchen was big and span. Even the basement was neat and clean. And if you think it's easy to keep a treehouse basement neat and clean, well, you never tried to do it. Yes, the bear's treehouse was a lesson in neatness and cleanliness, except for one place, Brother Bear and Sister Bear's room. It was a mess. A dusty kitchen, hasty skitter mess. A half-done jigsaw puzzle gathered dust on corner of the room. A group of brothers' dinosaur model collect cobwebs with and others. Sisters' stuffed animals were everywhere. As for the cubs' big storage closet, well, just be careful how you open it. It wasn't that brother and sister were naturally messy, then tried to keep their room straightly. They made their beds most of times, and they swept and picked up once in a while. The trouble was that when clean-up time came, they spent more time arguing that cleaning. How I am supposed to sweep with you dump dinosaur toys all over the floor, urged sister. They're not toys, they are models, and don't move them. I'm working on a set of the Playmstore H. Brother protest. Pilotros Smithstone shouted sister. Not only was brother and sister room a mess, but brother and sister were getting to be a mess too, always arguing about clean up chores inside of sharing the job and work as a team. What usually happened was that wild cubs arguing about whose turn it was to do what. Mama took the broom and did the sweep herself, and she often did the pick up too. That was the worst part, the picking up, and then the putting away. Well, the mess just seemed to build up until one day. Maybe it was because Mama's back was a little stiff, or maybe it was stepping on Brother's airplane cement, or maybe she was just fed up with the messy room. But whatever it was, Mama Bear lost her temper. She stormed into the cub's room with a big fuss. The first thing we have to do is get rid of all this junk, she says. Junk, said brother and sister, watching in horror as Mama began to draw things into a box. My teddy isn't junk, screamed sister. My bird's nest collection isn't junk, yelled brother at the top of his lungs. The screaming and yelling got so loud that it reached Papa, who was in his workshop putting the finished touch on the bench of chairs that had been ordered by one of his customers. He couldn't imagine what was wrong. He hurried up the stairs and looked into the noisy room. It didn't take a deep to figure out what was going on. Papa got Mama's and the cubs' attention and called a family meeting right then on there. Now the mess had really built up in this room, he says. In fact, isn't worst cast or mess built up it ever seen, and isn't fair. She contend. It isn't fair to your mama and me because we have a lot of other things to take care of. And it isn't fair up to you because you really can't have been fun or relax in a room that's such a trouble mess. But Mama is putting all my things into the box. Even my teddy, says Sister, and my things too, cried Brother. Then Papa got an idea. A box, yes, better yet, a lot of different kinds of boxes. A big toy box for your large toys. I can make one for in my shop, and some smaller box for your collections and models. And how about one of those boards with holes and pegs two huge things on? Asked Sister. A pet board, said Papa. Great idea. All this room need is a little organization, and a few rules, added Mama. Rules about more swapping and less urging and not leaving in things to get dust and cobwebs. Papa set to work make a fine big toy box and a large pet box with the cups and Mama's sort of toys, box games, the puzzle, and put them into boxes that fit near into closet. Every box was clearly labeled. Some of the cups did end up in Mama's drawing box, not Sister's teddy, of course, but some of Brother's bird nest, the crumbling, pared apart ones. It was a big job cleaning up that all the mess built up, but after a lot of straightening up and patting away, the job was finally finished. Wow, said Brother. That was quite a job, but it was worth it. It looked like a whole new room, said Sister. The cups were right. And Papa had been right too. It was so much more enjoyable to live in a nice, neat, clean, original room, and so much more relaxing. It wasn't as exciting to open the big store closet now, but it was much more practical and lots more fun. The end.